Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jay. So I recently started building my own Linux PC for gaming. Ever since I got introduced with the Steam Deck, Linux gaming has been pretty good so far, with a lot of help from Valve and open source community. So the reason why I'm saying that is because I wanted to get a controller dedicated for that kind of console-like experience gaming. Originally, I did get the Vader 4 Pro FLYDIGI, but I wanted to also get this one. This one just came out. This is the Cyclone 2. It's a multi-platform wireless game controller. I won't read too much into the specs, but I did get the black version. See, the box that it comes in is pretty nice. It has this kind of glossy picture of the device itself, and then you get this Gamesir logo. It's kind of hard to tell in the white, but it's there. It does work for the Switch, Android, I think iOS as well, if I'm not mistaken. It says it down here, PC, Switch, Android, iOS, so you can just use it for that purpose. Just like with the Vader 4 Pro from FLYDIGI, you can see that it does have these little hooks in that you can basically buy an attachment, hook up your phone to it, and then you can play with the controller. So it's kind of nice in that aspect that, you know, this has it as well. You can see from the picture there when we open it up, but here's just some specs real quick, just important ones that I found that were really good for me that I wanted to have is the TMR sticks, and then the micro switch for the triggers, and then the ABXY is also swappable. It does have a Bluetooth and 2.4 hertz gigahertz connection there, so it's supposed to be 1000 hertz polling rate. We'll see how it goes. I've heard Gamesir products are really good, so I'm really excited to see what this is all about. So yeah, this just came out, by the way, a couple days ago, as of this recording, 26, so it came out yesterday actually. But without all being said, let's get this thing open. Later in the video, I'm going to compare it to the Vader 4 Pro, which I've had for a few weeks at this point. I've been gaming on it. It's quite nice, and I wanted to see kind of what the differences were between, you know, Vader 4 and then some of the other competitors. Given that in the US where I'm at, this Gamesir device comes at 55 bucks on Amazon, so not too shabby, considering, you know, when you like the likes of 8-Bit Do, their controller is about the same price. Vader 4 Pro is a little bit more expensive, and you'll see why. If you haven't done research on, you know, hey, what kind of gaming controller should I get that's not Sony or Xbox? The reason why I avoided those is because, well, both of these devices, right, both the Vader 4 Pro and the, you know, FLYDIGI, they both have Hall effect sensors. So does 8-Bit Do, but I find that the 8-Bit Do controller is a little bit small, and then again, in a bit later on, I will show you guys there. But if you guys haven't already, please sure you guys are subscribed so you guys can see more content like this. So yeah, here is the device itself. Let's put that away for a second there, because this device here, this product I ordered does come with the dock. I really like having docks. It's just really convenient, especially if a device kind of is designed to have one. Might as well just get it. It looks like it's aluminum, quite nice. It has rubber feet on the bottom, really minimalistic. I do like it, kind of gamery, but it's black, so it's not huge. Like, it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. USB-C on the back there, and then USB-A on the front for the dongle. So the dongle's right here. We'll hook this up real quick just to, let's see what else is in the box real quick, just to be sure. So you get manual. I'm not gonna open it, I don't really care. But USB-A to USB-C, it does have the Gamesir logo there, both sides. Do like that. But the unboxing experience, you know, it's pretty standard affair, you know, especially at this price of 55 bucks with everything. And that's important, so remember that for later when I compare the devices. So we'll hook this up right here, like so. I do like it's transparent or translucent, the dongle. You see it's a little bit transparent. It's nice. It's a nice touch for sure. These parts are transparent as well. So we'll put that off to the side. Take these styrofoam rings off, and this is the device itself. Quite nice. I do like it quite a bit. All black. Now, a couple things to note as we go through this. The front plate here, you get your ABXY. You have a switch mechanic there, so it's not membrane connection. Nice premium feeling. Another another thing to note is that the face buttons are kind of curving with the device, so it's more ergonomically feels good already. This feels like an Xbox, kind of like a Switch Xbox combination, just because the controller is bigger than a Switch, but these placements of the handles here a little bit wider than an Xbox one, versus like something like this, the Vader 4 Pros, straight up basically an Xbox. You can see that the shape right between the two is a little bit different there, but kind of have these like face glyphs things. It's kind of nice. For me, it's okay. Not too overbearing, gaudy, that kind of thing. You got your Gamesir home button in the middle. Thumbs up for that. That's really good. Start and select. I don't know what this button is. It's probably their special button, I guess, or screenshot button maybe. I don't. We'll figure it out as I go along. But you do have an M button. It's probably for when you connect to the PC, you want to have a custom button, custom setting. Yeah, your 3.5mm headphone jack on the bottom there. And that's really nice. Yeah, your D-pad. Very clicky. This is like, you know, like a Switch setup. All right, so you also have left jump stick right here. Ooh, I like the grips. Grips on these things are really aggressive. And going on the side here, you see that the niblets there kind of go all the way on the top here. Go all the way down onto over here even. So really the entire thing is really grippy. I do like that quite a bit. Every other controller I have, DualSense, Xbox, none of them actually covered this section of the device. And you can see, besides this portion, right, this frontal portion, and everything outside of this line here, this division, is translucent. I like it. I really do like it. And the trigger, translucent as well. No, I do really like this setup. Let's go to the back real quick before we go anywhere else. So I'm not a huge fan of these kind of holes for the drill, for the screws. It makes it easy to take it apart, but I don't know, it's not really aesthetically pleasing. But you know, that's why I picked this one in black, just to kind of hide all that stuff. You got your back buttons here, quite big. So they don't seem like there'd be any problems getting to, or hopefully it won't be too annoying to when you're playing if you accidentally trigger it, whatnot. But you see it kind of, the niblets kind of stop here. That's good enough, honestly. You don't really need it for this section. Put your hands like this. Yeah, I mean, your index fingers are here, but typically I place my index fingers, you know, on the trigger or on the bumper. So USB-C for connection if you want to do it wired. You also get your bumpers. Not sure why they made this part, you know, flat or flush, essentially no texture, but then this part has texture here. Maybe when you're gaming, you can hold it like this and get some grip, I suppose, versus like something like this where it's a higher grip placement of your hands. I don't know, but then this part, you know, there's less surface area to kind of put your finger on, so I'm not sure. I'll have to kind of test it out and see a little bit more about that part. But so you get your trigger buttons, nice and accessible. You do have grips here, little slits here for where your fingers will be mostly placed there. One neat feature of this trigger is that it turns into a micro switch if you wanted to. So you see that the niblet there. So you see there, it does have a switch there. It's a little bit small. It's almost flush with the device. It's a little bit not flush, but you can tell that it's quite low, but you can switch it. And look at me, I don't really have fingernails, so let's see if it will work. It's kind of hard to do it, to be quite honest, but I don't really plan to use it for a lot of games, to be honest. I don't really play FPS games with the controller, usually mouse and keyboard, but you can switch it. It's just not very convenient in the sense that, you know, if you don't have fingernails, it's kind of hard to get to. And because this is not like sturdy, right? Because it is the trigger, it's kind of, it can kind of move, as you guys can see. I kind of doing this, but you can kind of move a little bit. But, you know, just something to note. And if you ever were to try to replace this, I'm not sure how you could get, you know, replacement parts, given that this is so unique of a design with the triggers here. But let me test out the back buttons real quick. They feel pretty good. They're clicky. They kind of have a clicky noise to it. Not too loud. It's a little bit muted, which is good, but it is clicky. These are a little bit louder, of course. So these are TMR Hall effect sensors. So TMR is a little bit better technology than the just standardized Hall effect sensors. But in either case, I'm going to bring out the Vader 4 Pro just to give you guys an idea. Side profile right there, or frontal profile of each. What do you guys think? You see that the Vader 4 Pro, I do like the grips here. Little nimblets there. The placement's a little bit better when I've been using it. But otherwise, you know, it's about the same. The trigger, you can tell that the triggers on the Vader 4 Pro are a lot more wider, actually. Probably like double. No, I'm talking about the so the triggers on the Vader 4 Pro, I do like them a little bit better, just because you can put your whole finger around it, in the sense that kind of your finger kind of is more flat. But I think that's just a preference thing, because on the Gamesir, you see that there's more of a slope here, so it kind of tapers off really quick. So when you place your finger on it, your finger is kind of more of at an angle, your index finger, I should say. So it's more of an angle approach with the trigger versus the Vader 4 Pro. It's kind of more, you know, rounded, right? Just to the shape of the trigger there. But the butt are more or less the same kind of finger placement. So I think these are just very much just depends on your preference of, you know, how you want to hold the device. So not a big deal, just something to note. One other thing to note is that the Vader 4 Pro does have adjustable tension for your joysticks. So this is really nice. It's built in, easy to get to. Yeah, I do love these quite a bit. Also, I did want to mention both of these have metal tension lock protection things. I'm not sure what the official name is, but they both have these metal pieces on the joystick, kind of to protect the joystick from like scuffs and stuff. Yeah, you see both of them do have that there. I will say that the joysticks on the 4 Pro here are a little bit soft. The grip is a little bit soft. So let me take out both of these. So both of these can be taken out. I wish they were swappable. You guys can see they're both different like setups there. Hopefully this will give you guys a better idea. The right side is the Gamesir, the left side is the Vader 4 Pro. You see that the texture is different, the shape's different of the texture. It's kind of like more like a tire. This is like straight up like just grip everywhere. Crazy amount of grip, even at the top. You can see that the one of them is convex, one of them is concave, right? So the Vader 4 Pro is concave, and then the Gamesir is convex, as in this comes outward. This top part and then this goes inward. So just something to note of which one you prefer. I would say that it kind of even in this case because of the ridges on the grips here. There's quite a more grip, kind of goes upward, and I don't know. I don't really care that much, but if you guys care about that, it's just something to note of. But you can switch out the joysticks. I just don't know where you would find replacements. Maybe on their site, maybe some third-party solution. But continuing on though, I really do like the D-pad on this thing, this guy here. It's basically like an Xbox Elite controller. I don't have one, but I've played with one before, so it pretty much feels like the same. Just the material is a little bit different from what this is using and like what an actual Elite controller is using. But otherwise, just feels like an Elite controller, more or less, with tension springs that you can just easily swap. This does have extra buttons here if you want them. I haven't really had a use for them. I'm a pretty simple gamer. Just use whatever, you know, the game uses, and then that's it. But it's nice to have a little extra buttons on the back. Actually, I use this quite a lot for replacement with D-pad, especially if I'm like, if I need this to control movement, right? And I don't want to take my thumb off here, and you know, I can use the back buttons, have extra fingers to do stuff. But one highlight I wanted to mention that's quite a bit better, I think, compared to the Gamesir is that the switches, right, for the micro switch is quite better on the Vader 4 Pro. So, you know, just something to note of. However, the Gamesir does have a 3.5mm headphone jack, while the Vader 4 Pro does not. So just something to note, just like little things here missing from one of the other devices. So I was trying to also get the LEDs to show, but I think I have to set up the device. But you know, the LEDs will basically show through this translucent portion, and I find that it's a little bit cooler than this little V. Just to, I don't know, just something, in my opinion, subjective. But otherwise, the controllers are both more or less the same in the sense that they have a lot of the same features. You know, there's a little bit differences here and there, but you know, yeah. One other thing I wanted to mention was I'm not a huge fan of the home and function button on the Vader 4 Pro. It's really small, and I don't know about you guys, but I use this quite a bit, especially on a Linux install of a Steam OS. So to get to menus and stuff. So I do like that the Gamesir does have this. So you can just, it's a big button, it's easy to get to. It's just like an Xbox button in that sense. So here's how it looks like when it's docked. Kind of give you guys a better idea. Quite easy to dock, actually. Everything fits into place. The reason why I say that is because the Vader 4 Pro and the Apex, I think they kind of use the same charger. So it's something to note of that, like, when you dock the Vader 4 Pro, you kind of have to like get it in just right. Doesn't really fit. This just like fits in as a glove. Just boom, boom, boom. I think it's because they, you know, tailor made it specifically for this device. Right, it's really easy to get to. So yeah, one other thing to talk about though is the price. So the price is quite a bit different between these two devices. I've seen since this device came out, there are some deals from Gamesir where you can get it for cheaper. I think about $40 or $35 depending on where you live and who you're ordering from. However, I just, you know, order off Amazon. It's fine. Gets it to me in, you know, 1 or 2 days. Has a dock. So this one again is $55 with everything. The Vader 4 Pro, however, I've been doing some research for a little bit in terms of the pricing and whatnot, and I find that the Vader 4 Pro, it's like $70, $80 depending on when you buy it. The dock is like another $30 or so. So all in all, it's like $100 something. So you can get it a little bit cheaper if you buy it together on Amazon, for example, which I did. So I paid like $105 or something. And yeah, It works pretty well. And so, you know, it's just more expensive, right, compared to the Gamesir. So you take out the full experience, right, and you just compare the controllers in terms of the price. So say the Gamesir is like 45 bucks. The Vader 4 Pro is 75 bucks, let's say. So you have a $30 difference. So what do you get with the extra $30? So I'll break it down real quick. So you get a better D-pad, right? Extra buttons on the back. You get 2 extra buttons on the back, I should say, compared to the Gamesir. You get Hall effect sensors, still pretty good. Not as good as the Gamesir, but still Hall effect sensors. And I wouldn't be too bummed out, oh, I didn't get TMR version or whatever the tech that's being used there. D-pads, again, D-pads way better. The tension springs adjustment for your joysticks. That's, I mean, I think that alone is almost worth it. So yeah, those are the things that you get kind of at a hardware level, right? The software and performance and stuff like that, I won't talk about that too much just because I haven't had a chance to use the Gamesir yet. However, I haven't had issues with the Vader 4 Pro, if you guys are wondering. Now, the Gamesir, so what do you get with the Gamesir if you went with this one, right? Obviously, I don't think you're going to buy both. And for me, I'm kind of deciding between the two as well. So this is kind of for me to kind of help my decision too. But the Gamesir, say $30 cheaper, to me it has better grips on the joysticks. It's more grippy for sure. I know you can like add a little bit, add like a little thumbstick thing on top, but you know, we're talking just stock. The home button is better, in my opinion. Face buttons are essentially a tie. I do like the face button, how they look on the Vader 4 Pro, but you can't swap them. So if that's something that you care about, but for me, it doesn't really matter. I do miss that the joystick, the D-pad is not as good, but to be frank, despite the D-pad being that much better on the Vader 4 Pro, I don't really use the D-pad all that much. And for me, it's kind of just like, I don't care. I care more about the joysticks and them having the reliability that, you know, Hall effect sensors do have. So again, performance, still jury's out for that one. However, just I do like the look of the the Gamesir a little bit more. This is more of a subjective thing, choosing one or the other. But in that case, I do like, if I had to pick, and you know, everything else being equal, I like the look of this, the Gamesir a little bit more. Cyclone 2, a little bit more there. So now let's combine everything together, right? So, you know, $100 something, $110, $105 for the Vader 4 Pro plus the dock, and then 55 bucks for the Gamesir with everything. I mean, for me, that's a huge difference, and I'm probably going to go with the Cyclone 2, to be honest, despite how better the, you know, like I said, the D-pad, the tension springs, all of that. And again, this has a more of an Xbox feel than the Gamesir is more of like a Switch / Xbox. And I'll show you what I mean real quick. So here's a Switch Pro controller, right? You see the shape of the Pro controllers, kind of like almost like a elongated U shape. So you can see, you'll notice that like you have a lot more room to kind of go around. That's what kind of feels like with the Gamesir Pro, or sorry, the Gamesir Cyclone there. So with the Cyclone though, right? Again, it's kind of wide. Not as wide as the Switch controller, but you know, these handles are a little bit thinner in a sense. And the shape is a little bit different from the Xbox / Vader 4 Pro. Can I give you guys an idea there? Either one though, if you have average to kind of like larger hands than I do, in that range, I think you'll be fine with either one in terms of the grip. So far, I don't really like notice that huge of a difference. It's just, I can kind of notice a little bit of difference there. This one feels more like a Switch, slightly, right? Compared to this, straight up is an Xbox controller. And actually, I do have one here. So I do have an Xbox controller. Part of the reason why I'm getting a new controller, I got new controllers, because this one's pretty much dead. I got a stick drift, and I'm not gonna just fix it. So, you know, you see that it is more or less. So yeah, what do you guys think? You guys think you should get the Gamesir because it's, you know, like 50 bucks cheaper overall, give or take, depending on, you know, if you can find a deal or not. And I know some of you guys may put, oh, I got it for 20 bucks or whatever, some crazy number. That's fine, but I'm talking about for the most part, on the average, you know, what are people gonna buy it for? So, you know, and that's easier to talk about versus finding specific deals that only you can get or something like that. So for me, I think I'm gonna lean towards the Gamesir Cyclone 2. It just has the best value, essentially. Yes, the Vader 4 Pro has a little bit more, you know, features, more expensive. If you want to pay that extra tax, if you will, the premium tax, and get these extra features. However, I'm still gonna test both of them out for another week and then give you guys a better review of this device, since I literally just got it and just unbox it and then, you know, give it impressions. And it's a controller, so you don't really know a whole lot about it until you kind of use it. But if you guys haven't subscribed yet, be sure to have subscribed and like this video. Make sure you guys have that notifications on, otherwise you might miss the follow-up for this review coming soon. So yeah, with that, I will see you guys later. Peace.